And we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:40 p.m. It is also the 19th of June, and we'll have a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press, as we always do. Some of the stories that are breaking today and also yesterday, some news about as well, and we'll look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers, as we always do. Now we'll get straight into the news, and we'll also go into the chat section around the 20-minute mark and check out what is happening in the chat section among the viewers watching this evening. So if you are in the chat section, say hello. Now we'll get straight into the news, and the first story that caught my attention today was this one here about the blackout that affected Spain a couple of months ago now, I think it was, and the grid operator here in Spain is Red Eléctrica is blaming private companies Iberdrola, Endesa and Naturgy for the blackout in rebuttal to government report. Red Eléctrica has responded swiftly within 24 hours to the Spanish government's report that held the company partly responsible for a major blackout. In a counter-report presented by its president, Beatriz Corredor, the state-controlled grid operator rejects claims of poor planning and shifts full responsibility to energy providers Iberdrola, Endesa and Naturgy. While both the government and Red Eléctrica agree the blackout stemmed from a runaway power surge that triggered a cascading shutdown of generation, their interpretations differ. The government criticises Red Eléctrica for using minimal backup generation on the day of the incident, suggesting better planning could have mitigated the crisis. Red Eléctrica, however, maintains that even with different programming, the blackout was unavoidable. It insists the real cause was the failure of conventional power stations, gas, nuclear and coal, to respond properly. According to the operator's simulations, if these plants had functioned correctly, the blackout would never have occurred. So Red Eléctrica hitting back there, the grid operator here in Spain. Lots of people's eyes looking at them as the reason for the blackout. And the government report that was announced the day before yesterday, I think, by the minister for that sector, saying that Red Eléctrica was the main person or company to blame here. They also said that there was some blame to be put on those private companies, the government that is, in that report. But Red Eléctrica not having any of that and putting out their own report saying that it wasn't their fault, it was the problem of the state or the private electrical companies here in Spain, the ones that we saw there, Iberdrola, Endesa and Naturgy. So where are we at with this blackout? Still, do we know who was responsible? Nobody wants to seem to take the blame for this. So we'll see if we get to the bottom of it one day. Not sure with all that is happening here with the current government. I'm not sure that we'll get to the bottom of anything, because the corruption scandal that has been dominating headlines for the last couple of weeks here in Spain seems to get bigger on a daily basis, and now it has reached the autonomous community of Navarra in the north of Spain. And as we can see here, the president of that area, Ms. Chivite, is now engulfed in a scandal over 76 million euros in contract awarded linked to Cerdan, who was the politician that resigned the other day. Navarra's socialist president, Maria Chivite, is facing serious political fallout after awarding a controversial 76 million euro contract to a business consortium allegedly linked to her close friend and fellow party member Santos Cerdan. The awarded project, a tunnel duplication in Belate, was granted on the 26th of December 2023 to a UTE compromising Acciona Servinavar, where Cerdan is reportedly a 45% shareholder, and Excavaciones Fermín Osés. Chivate's uncle, Oscar Chivite, regional minister for territorial cohesion, also played a role in the decision. Internal documents reveal serious irregularities, including accusations of technical incoherence, procedural procedural falsification and arbitrariness. A key whistleblower, a board secretary Lorenzo Serena, claimed members of the tender committee had prior knowledge of the outcome, suggesting the contract was pre-arranged. He also criticized the evaluation process, stating that the committee president scored bids after seeing others' ratings, an irregularity that may invalidate the procedure and deepen the scandal. So the scandal for the socialist government here in Spain, the PSOE, led by Pedro Sánchez and his group of merry ministers, seems to be getting deeper by the day. The scandal that is surrounding them, as we see here, spreading into that part of Spain now, the north of Spain, not only confined to Madrid, where it has been up until now, with various people in the spotlight, Mr. Cerdan, Mr. Ábalos, Mr. Collo, and now the president of the Navarra Autonomous Community, Ms. Chivite, and somebody in her government resigned today as a result of this. So we'll see how Pedro Sánchez handles this one and if he can dig himself out of this mess, because as somebody mentioned the other day, the name Mr. Teflon has been associated with Pedro Sánchez for the whole time he's been Prime Minister of this country, but now maybe the Teflon is starting to wear off. I don't know. Third piece of news now, and Sánchez, speak of the devil, has rejected NATO's 5% defence spending target as unreasonable and counterproductive. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has firmly rejected NATO's proposal to raise defence spending from 5% of GDP, describing it as both unreasonable and counterproductive for Spain. The demand was made in a letter from NATO's new Secretary-General Mark Rutte to all member states ahead of next week's summit in The Hague. The proposal, influenced by Washington and especially by the Trump administration, seeks a 3.5% defence budget plus 1.5% on broader security measures. Spain, which currently doesn't even meet the 2% NATO target, has openly opposed the new figure. Sánchez communicated his position directly in a written response to Rutte, citing three key reasons for Spain's refusal. As the agreement requires unanimous approval, Spain's firm stance could block the proposal entirely, while other countries have expressed reservations or proposed amendments behind closed doors. Spain remains the most vocal and explicit in its opposition. So, no to NATO, says Sánchez, rejecting that 5% defence spending target, unreasonable and counterproductive. And maybe this is in response to the current problems that Mr. Sánchez has convincing his coalition partners to vote for him, because as we know, some of those coalition partners, for example, Sumar and other left-wing parties here in Spain that support Mr. Sánchez currently, are anti-NATO. They don't want money being spent on NATO. They want to see money going into health and education, as many people also would like to see. But Mr. Sánchez saying no, as we saw there, to NATO, and the whole plan to increase spending for European countries could be destroyed as a result of Spain's no. And the final piece of news now, technology has arrived to Spain in the form of a artificial intelligence program, which is going to be used in Andalusia. As we can see here, Spaniards have been battling with slow bureaucracy for decades. Andalusia has created its own ChatGPT to fix it. Andalusia has launched Junta GPT, an internal AI assistant aimed at accelerating its notoriously slow bureaucracy. Designed specifically for the region's 240,000 public employees, the tool allows staff to write official emails, summarize documents, analyze regulations, and query over 400 administrative procedures. Powered by the Hercules supercomputer and running on the open-source Gemma 3 model, Junta GPT ensures all data remains within the Andalusian government's network. Despite the name, it does not use OpenAI technology. Responses take under 300 milliseconds. The initiative is Spain's first region-specific generative AI for public administration. Officials estimate it will reduce case resolution times from 2 years to 15 days and eliminate over 1 million documents annually. While citizens won't interact with the AI directly, they should benefit from quicker service. The Junta de Andalucía hopes to lead Spain's regional digital transformation through innovation rather than risk aversion. The rollout is already underway and will expand gradually in the coming months. So Andalusia, tired of slow bureaucracy, officials down there taking, as we can see here, resolution times from 2 years, hoping to cut them down to 15 days with this new AI model that they have developed, being able to write emails, being able to summarize complex rules and regulations. And as we know here in Spain, bureaucracy is not all that good, depending on where you are. Of course, I imagine some autonomous communities work better than others, but Andalusia perhaps one of the worst, if that article is anything to go by there, but not anymore with the help of AI. So people in Andalusia, congratulations. You'll now be able to get your bureaucratic things done swiftly rather than the wait times that seemed a bit excessive, to be honest there. 2 years down to 15 days, but progress is important in some parts of the country. And I want to thank Mark, who we sometimes do videos with here on this channel, for pointing me in the direction of that article regarding AI in Andalusia. Now, we're going to go into the comment section, check out what has been happening there in recent times on the comment section. The first comment that we can see here is from Expert Torbit or something here. Perhaps the housing shortage isn't due to Airbnbs and tourists, but rather due to the 3 million immigrants in need of housing in the United States. United States Nightly News, the lady featured going against tourists was obviously South American. Just an observation. Thanks, Expert. Yeah, I'm sure that the immigration influx in recent times has added to Spain's housing woes. Millions of people have been coming into the country seeking more opportunities from their countries of origins, of course, mainly people from South America. In recent times, countries in South America that aren't going through the best economic times, people packing up and coming to Spain because of the cultural connections, of course. Maybe there is a family member here already. Maybe there is some history of Spanish heritage in the family. People pack up and come to Spain, of course. Lots of people on the channel seem to point the finger at illegal immigration, and I'm getting sick and tired of seeing that type of thing. There's lots of immigration going on. Illegal immigration, of course, is the minority. Regular immigration is, of course, the majority. And yes, I would say that they are adding to the housing crisis. But, of course, tourists are the easy target, which is why they are being well, I'm not going to say use the word attacked, but getting the finger pointed at, I would say, regarding the housing crisis. And of course, partly to blame as well, no doubt, with all of these Airbnbs that have sprung up, and normal houses have come off the long-term rental market onto the short-term rental market as a result of tourism. Simple as that. But also, when you've got millions of people coming into the country looking for work, they're obviously going to need housing as well. So part of the problem too, I would say. But if I'm wrong, let me know. Snurk is here as well. Maybe the reason a lot of expats are self-employed is the Beckham law. Thanks, Snurk. I don't think that would have a big impact on the people that have become self-employed in recent times. I think it was 9 out of every 10 new self-employed people here is from an immigrant background, more entrepreneurial in their spirit, or they just can't get a job in the regular job market because Spaniards take those jobs, and of course people are pushed aside and forced to look for whatever they can do. And many of them turn to the self-employed option because, as I said, it's the only thing there for them to do. And it seems like a good idea at first, but if you look at the figures of how many people sign off as self-employed, signing on and then signing off a short time afterwards, you would realize that it's not the best system. But people that are here on the Beckham or taking advantage of the Beckham law, I don't know whether they would be adding huge numbers to the self-employed numbers. I don't think so. One here from I Know Nothing. I think the Spanish are so proud of every aspect of their country, at least in terms of visitors and tourism. The culture, the food, nature. It would be a shame if they have to go elsewhere for their holidays. Thanks, I Know Nothing. Yeah, I put this out there the other day that if Spain does become too expensive from a holiday point of view, with all of the international visitors here coming with higher purchasing power, and of course willing to pay double the price for beer, or willing to pay double the price for a dinner, or willing to pay 50% extra for hotels, then the locals are going to suffer as a result. Maybe, as somebody suggested, there's a way of having one price for locals or another price for foreigners. I've spoken about this in the past. I didn't really see it as a logical thing to do, but maybe it is a solution in the future if things do get out of control. A friend of mine the other day, I think I mentioned it here on the channel, said to me that the center of Madrid is outpricing a lot of locals. They can't go out to the center, out around the center of Madrid, because everything is more expensive. To have dinner costs a lot more. To have a drink costs a lot more. To just do things in general costs a lot more in the center of the city, and people prefer to stay in their neighborhoods and can't enjoy those areas. So if that gets too extreme, what will people do? I don't know. Another one here from Susan. Extremadura hit the 40-degree Celsius mark yesterday. Thanks for the comment here, Susan. Yep, Spain is in the middle of a heat wave. I mentioned it here on the channel that in the central Spain here in Madrid, it has been very, very hot in recent times. Sweltering conditions. It goes overcast in the afternoon and it becomes very humid, or at least it has done that today and the other day. 40 degrees in Extremadura, the majority of the country very hot at the moment. And as I have also been saying, it's only the 19th of June. We haven't even hit summer yet, officially. So that's what we're dealing with. Will it be the hottest summer on record? I don't know. Will it be a hot summer? Probably. Someone's going to say in the chat section or the comment section, Spain's always hot in the summer. Yes, that is true. But in recent times, it has been the nighttime temperatures which have been the determining factor for a lot of people regarding their quality of life. But anyway, leave a comment. Another one here. Oh, we saw that one from Susan. Another one here from Zillion. Many locals don't do it because when self-employed, you pay a lot of autónomo and the bureaucracy, Hacienda, is terrible. Thanks, Zillion. Yeah, you've summed it up in how many words there? 5, 9, 15, around 20 words. You've summed up the situation perfectly there. We'll put it back on the screen so that people can read that fully. Locals don't do it because when you are self-employed, you pay a lot of Social Security or autónomo contributions, and that is true. Put that together with your tax. And as somebody also pointed out the other day, you can be paying 50% of your monthly income in Social Security and tax. So good luck getting off the ground with that as a self-employed person here in Spain. And the final one here from Tracy. Hi, I have just read in the daily paper that my local airport, Southampton, are starting flights to Barcelona. They already go to Alicante. Maybe that is why tourist numbers are overblown in Spain, all the small regional airports doing ever more routes. Yes, Tracy, thanks for that. Thanks for letting us know that your local airport there in Southampton, in the south of England, starting flights to Barcelona, already going to Alicante, which is a popular destination for Britons. And now Barcelona will get even more people coming into the city as a result of that. Barcelona, small regional airports, I suppose you mean in the UK there, Tracy, with Southampton. That is probably the case. I think you've always been able to get flights from the big airports, as we know. But now heading to Spain from those smaller airports, obviously there'll be charter flights and regular flights and all of those things with people coming down for their holidays in the sun. So thanks for that, Tracy. And it will add to the problem most likely. But Spain also, on the other hand, wants to hit the 100 million tourist mark. It wants to become the number one tourist destination, not only in Europe, but also in the world, I think. And it has France in its sights. The United States used to be a popular destination. Not sure whether it still is. Maybe people are not going to the States as frequently as they used to. Not sure. But France, I think holds the position number one at the moment. But again, I could be wrong. If I am, let me know. Now into the chat section I'm going to go. in just a moment. I've got to change the backdrop. Well, you can see it on the backdrop photo here. I'll just put it into focus for people that can see it perfectly. There we go. And this is a place in Spain called Tarragona, which is in the autonomous community of Catalonia. I'll repeat that, the autonomous community of Catalonia. And some Roman ruins. An amphitheatre is this? I'm not sure. They're in Tarragona, very close to the coast, and a very popular destination is this one. And Martin was the person who sent in the photo to me, or at least his partner Sylvia sent them in because Martin's email wasn't working or something like that. That's the story. So thanks, Martin and Sylvia, for sending this photo through. I'm going to put the email address on the screen now. If you have a similar picture that you would like to send through, the email address is on the screen, spainspeaks@gmail.com. There we go. And if you've got anything else that you would like to send my way, that's the email address. Feel free. Send them through to that email address. Lots of people in recent times have sent me articles. Janet sent me an article. She's in the chat today about the from the Telegraph or one of those UK press outlets about the blackout and the possible causes of it. Didn't really see that in the local press here, the story put forward in the Telegraph, but I'm not saying it's not valid, but I didn't see it in the press here, or at least it wasn't making headlines. So if you've got something that you would like to send my way, that's the email address. The like icon is also going on the screen. It is there now. If you haven't hit it, we're currently at 42 likes. 93 people watching. A bit down with the figures today. Maybe something's happening somewhere else. People are preoccupied, or maybe it's the hot weather. People are outdoors. Don't know. So if you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so. On the screen now, and just below the video you will find it. People that have supported the channel in recent times, whether it's through the super thanks option, buying me a coffee, Patreon supporters, thank you very much for that support. And also the channel members of this YouTube channel, I'll just put that on the screen there. Thank you very much for supporting the channel that way as well. Greatly appreciated is the support I receive from you guys, the viewers. Now into the chat section. Let me open it up. Let's see what's going on here in the chat section. Regular names, common names, or frequent names, I should say, here in the chat section. All of the channel members. John, for example, High Flyer 65. Greetings and best wishes from a very warm and sunny Essex in the UK. So warm in the UK as well. What's the maximum temperature, John, or anyone in the south of England at the moment? Let us know what the temperature is. Is it in the high 30s like we're getting here? Let us know. Al is in the chat too, coming in from San Diego, California. 20 degrees there. It appears June gloom is gone for now. Thanks for that, Al. Gigi, the Camino expert, also in the chat, coming in to us from Pontevedra in Galicia. Going to walk the Camino Portugués, the coastal route, starting from Porto. Thanks, Gigi, for that. Janet, valued member, just mentioned to Janet a minute ago about that article. Coming in from a hot Oxford. Border Terrier is happy that he has had his biannual stripping today, so he'll be a lot cooler. Yes, getting that hair stripped for the hot weather. Bronny's coming in from Wales, South Wales. Temperatures getting 27 degrees Celsius there. Rain is forecast for Sunday, though. Thanks for the live stream. Best wishes, Bronny. Here we go. MWL. Stop illegal immigration. It solves two problems at once. Yeah, maybe if you got your spelling right there, MWL, people would take more or pay more attention to the comment there. Stop illegal immigration. I'm always amazed with the theories that people come up with. Stop illegal immigration. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you stop it? How do you stop it? Let us know if you can. Otherwise, zit. Andrew coming in from the chat here. Valued member, good evening all. Hope you are well from an extremely hot southeast London, 33 degrees. So we've got some temperatures in the UK. I imagine that is hot in the UK, 33. I imagine people out and about in London with their shirts off, sitting in the parks with a semi-cold lager, enjoying themselves. I can just imagine it now. Andrew, surely Sanchez has used his 9 lives by now. How much longer can he hang on? Well, he's going to hang on for as long as he can. He's not going anywhere voluntarily, Andrew, as we know. Doesn't matter how big the scandal surrounding him is. He's staying put. He said it on numerous occasions. He's trying to work out the next strategy, how he gets to 2027 and how he can have another crack, because this guy, as I mentioned the other day, has a fairly big ego. Somebody questioned that the other day, saying, he doesn't have a big ego. I reckon he does, and he wants to be in power for as long as he can. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get to 2027, that he has another crack at being the Prime Minister. I wouldn't put it past him. All of these things, water off a duck's back. Corruption, water off a duck's back. But you never know what can happen in Spanish politics. Maybe there'll be a vote of no confidence to get him out. I don't know, but I doubt it. Sub-architect. Oh, come on, rather than just become less crap at paperwork, get a computer to do it. Unbelievable. But typical. Talking about the Andalusian government, which is bringing artificial intelligence into its organisation down there to speed things up. Cut down the processing times from 2 years to 15 days, apparently. Imagine having to wait 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Shangyan coming in from Shanghai. Looking forward to getting to Madrid next week. Hope all goes well with that trip. Tracy, we saw something from Tracy before, a comment, I think. Hello from Southampton. Hello, Tracy. Frank, where can I advocate that people who come to Spain with digital nomad visas should consider the smaller cities? We can work remotely anywhere. Anywhere, not sure, and trains are abundant. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, unfortunately for the residents in cities like Barcelona, lots of the digital nomads flock to places like that because they want to experience all of the nightlife and the buen rollo, as they say here in Spain, that cities like that offer, or they go to Malaga or they go somewhere like that rather than going to a smaller town. And if the digital nomads did go to a smaller town, I'm sure it would be a different situation, but they don't, do they? Or at least the majority, I don't think, do. Renan coming in here from LA. Hello, Stu and everyone. It says, doing. A solution would be to stop any kind of Spanish citizen from being a tourist anywhere since they want to play that game. It's only a small minority that are anti-tourist. Doing. Is it doing or doing? Not sure. But anyway, it's only a small minority. People are saying that they're a radical left minority that, like to protest and are unhappy with basically everything in their lives. And they have taken to the tourism movement to try and change it. So the majority of people are not interested in this, or protesting at least. Of course, it's a worry for a lot of people, but they're not, they expect a solution can be found. And they understand that tourism is the 13% of the economy or 14% nationally. And in tourist areas, who knows what the percentage is? It can be higher than 50%. Go to a place like Benidorm. What are people doing there? Tourism. Indirectly or directly. What else we got going on here? Can't read this name here. I'm sorry. Hi, Stuart. Checking in from an undisclosed location in downtown Mogadishu, where I serve the Lord preaching gospel. Scorchio here. There we go. Maybe trolling, but yeah. Sub-architect replying to someone there. Eddie's in the chat in Spain currently, I think. There may be no politicians left in Spain if they keep digging. There'll always be someone to take the place, Eddie. There'll always be someone to take the place. Antonio here as well. Hello, Stuart, and the chat. It looks like that maybe and luckily there is a change of president. Let's pray to the gods. We need them. Yeah, as I said, Antonio, I wouldn't be holding my breath waiting for Sanchez to go anywhere. I mean, excuse me, I could be wrong, and he could be gone tomorrow. I don't know. But if it's up to him, He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Temperatures in the high 30s. Thanks. High 30s? 31, 32. That's probably low 30s, I would say. Not in the high 30s. Thanks, Janet, for that. Yeah, unlike here. Marianne coming in from the San Diego coast. Sherbet dip. Love the weather. Was in beanies, I think that is, 2 weeks ago. Back home, nice and sunny. Thumbs up, smiley face. Benny's, maybe it is. Benidorm. That is the slang name for Benidorm. I thought it was beanies, but Benny's probably is. Sean come in from Central California, 39 degrees there. That's hot. And Dave, last person I can see, back in Florida. Muggy and 30 degrees there. Afternoon showers forecast. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend being hanging out here with a much younger woman. My little granddaughter, Nieta Nora, says, hola. Thanks for that, Dave. Enjoying his time with his new granddaughter there in the States. Now, I'm going to wrap it up. That's it. Done and dusted for today. No more chat. I'll be back again next week with a live stream. No live stream on Sunday because I won't be available for one. So, but I'll try to put out a video and if I can on Sunday, if my internet connection works well. Until then, hasta luego, adios, bye-bye.